the occasion of the United Nations World Tourism Day, Monday, September 27th, the AIC is speaking with Rami Kassis, Executive Director of the Alternative Tourism Group, a Palestinian NGO that specializes in alternative tours, critically examining the history, significance of the Holy Land, and the people and places here. Hello, Rami.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Fine, and you?
Thank you for joining us.
Welcome.
So, examining the Palestinian example of tourism, can tourism actually contribute to development?
Actually, in Palestine, as in many other places worldwide, tours are designed mainly to isolate the tourist from the current political, social, historical, and economic context. However, that many people and tourists started to ask for alternative and want to be sure that their visit are contributing positively to the local economy and the local development. This is the case as well in Palestine. With the mass tourism, of course, it doesn't contribute to the local development, but with people coming on an alternative tours, focusing more on political issue, and economic issue, and cultural issue, meeting people, staying longer in Palestine, meeting local organization, trying to understand the realities, how the people are living. In this way, tourism can be a tool that contribute to the local development.
Has the peace process between Palestinians and Israelis, or I guess the lack of movement in the peace process, impacted Palestinian tourism?
Tourism in Palestine is supposed to be one of the main pillars and important sectors within our economy. However, this sector have not, focus or live in a lot of development because of the Israeli occupation and the restrictions that Israel put in this sector. Of course, within the political realities and the political situation, tourism can play an important role. So if we want to compare how tourism was before the peace process and after that, we can see that there is a little bit a growth in the tourism sector, but still it needs a lot of work. So before the Oslo Agreement and the Palestinian Authority, there was more restriction in tourism as after the Oslo Agreement, but still Israel is controlling tourism until now in the policies that they want to guarantee that there is no direct interaction between the local community and the Palestinian mainly and the tourists. And second, they want to guarantee that the Israelis are the one who is benefiting from tourism.
What are some of the challenges facing those that work in tourism, and how are Palestinians involved in the tourism industry, you might say, handling these challenges? Since
the establishment of the State of Israel, tourism has been directed always towards a one-sided ideological tourism to secure and to serve the Israeli propaganda and the Israeli claim on Palestine. This strategy was implemented due many examples. One, for example, that tour guide have never been allowed for Palestinians from 1967 until maybe 1995. Palestinian cities have never been mentioned on the tourist map. The infrastructure in Palestine was not at the same level with the one in Israel. Tours were always discouraged to visit Palestinian cities and meeting with Palestinian people. So this reflects itself until now in the tourism industry, that if we want to compare the infrastructure nowadays, this absence in 40 years of absence in mainly investing in tourism industry, that until now it reflects itself on the ground. So if we want to compare the hotels, the number of hotels, the number of guides, the number of buses between Palestine and Israel, we can see a huge difference between both sides. And all of these are challenges on the tourism industry. Even until now, there is a lot of policies that Israel imposed on the Palestinian tourism. For example, there is only 42 Palestinian guides who have permit to guide groups in Israel. this number, Israel refused to increase this number since the last maybe 7 or 8 years, because it's clear that Israel doesn't want the Palestinian, to deal in the same level as Israel is dealing with tourism. And all of these are challenges that we have always to encounter on a daily basis. What we are doing exactly, as ATG and other Palestinian, working in tourism, is to try to market more Palestine, to invite people to come to Palestine, to stay longer in Palestine, to meet the Palestinians, and to try to understand and to develop their objective ideas about the situation, and to return back as a messenger for peace and justice, and to invite people to come in the same way. In this way, people can see the beauty and understand better the Palestine and Palestinians.
How can people be responsible tourists in Palestine?
Since 2007, a group of Palestinian NGOs, together with the Ministry of Tourism and local travel agency, have worked in developing a code of conduct for travelers to the Holy Land. And this document was published by a Palestinian initiative for responsible tourism, which calls exactly and tell people how to be responsible tourists to Palestine, mainly by travel with comprehensive and inclusive itineraries rather than to choose exclusive itineraries, to travel with open-minded and be sure that their trip is benefiting the local people and the local community, by traveling and be open to political, cultural, economic attitude in Palestine, by, of course, conserve the environment and promote sustainable of the resources, and finally by inspired by the tourism experience as a tool for peace and mobilize against the injustice.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
For more information on the Alternative Tourism Group and services that they offer, visit their website atg.ps.